Hello, hello, podcast listeners. This is Season 11, Episode 3 of the Otafest podcast. And with me today are Nancy and Jay.
I'm with Angelo.
I'm with Nancy.
And Jay.
And Angelo.
And I'm with Nancy and Jay. And with all of us today is the Spring Anime Review. 3 months delayed.
Yes. We are technically 2 seasons behind, but that's okay. We're catching up.
Yeah, fall season literally started airing this week.
It's okay. We're catching up.
We had to take our hiatus. We took a slightly longer hiatus than regular. So in order to make it up, we actually marathoned an entire series just for this preview review of spring.
In one evening.
We did, in fact, marathon all of Oiteo Mahosho Jamura Fuhosenkyo. But more on that one later.
Yeah, we'll get there when we get there.
Right now, we need to talk about Roku wa lady tashinami deshite. Rock is a lady's modesty.
It's beautiful.
This anime is beautiful, and it is an invitation for so much Yuri, but they are.
I love it.
It was my favorite anime of the season.
I really like it for how much fantasizing that it puts in there, so much so that it materializes as real. Like, let me frame it this way. Do you remember Oran High School Host Club?
Mm-hmm.
I do remember Oran High School Host Club.
So in Oran, sometimes when they had like the, the yaoi scene is about to happen, then they would have like, the sakura blooms and whatnot coming through, but they were implied to be fake. It was just something in the mind. However, I noticed when they had like the female attraction scene, it's like there were flower petals, but the flower petals materialized and landed on the ground.
I loved the fourth wall breaking of one of the extra characters just being like, I saw rose petals materialize.
It was actually there.
So funny.
Yes.
It was so funny.
My favorite part of that entire encounter is where all the fangirls who've suddenly materialized out of nowhere to witness the scene inform the main girl that she's actually runner-up. For this,
yeah, the second
you
favorite
are the
girl
second
of the
favorite
year.
girl. You're not best girl, but you are runner-up, just so you know.
She's like, oh my god, there's Otoha. Everyone of the first years loves Otoha so much. By the way, Lilisa, you're the runner-up.
You're number 2.
Yeah, you're
Get
second
good,
best.
scrub.
Ooh.
It was so funny.
The intense rage that results from that.
Ridiculously funny.
I really loved the commitment the animation has to
Accurate
main girl's
instrument playing?
hair. No, her hair.
Oh, no.
Her hair design.
I'm
just
hate
like,
her hair.
Chose it. I know,
I
but they
hate
chose it, and they like very much were like, we did this to ourselves. We're sticking to it because like in the shift to like the musicians scenes, right? Like it's such extra commitment to see how like rigid and like but flowing those pigtails are. It's very unnecessary.
What's crazy is like the pigtails, they look decent in a profile. They look like they almost work in a profile. But then you see her from the front or the back, and they're like they're perfectly semicircular coming off their head. It's like the animators took a protractor and just traced that.
Yeah,
and it was like, what is
they
going
golden
on?
ratioed those curls.
You and I, the entire season, we could not shut up about how stupid Lilisa's hair is. And Nancy and I also complained the whole first
I get
episode.
it, but I also do love that they committed to it.
That would be me. Nah,
they did.
Sure, they committed to it. Like, better than anime that was done maybe in like the mid-90s would commit to hair being consistently drawn and animated. Sure. But if you look at her like straight on, her hair was at the right angle where if you removed her head, she is basically the exact curve you need for a long bow.
Yeah.
It's so
legitimately
weird. It's not even like they didn't like apply any sort of shape to like the hair design. They didn't like design a shape to her other than must go out.
I don't know. It's such a fun, strongly paced anime with like really good musicianship. Actually, I was really hoping to see. I was hoping to get Angelo's take on the drumming because I'm familiar with the guitar. Yeah.
Oh no, it's perfect.
Yeah, it was 100% perfect.
One thing that you criticized, one thing that I think all of us criticized when we watched the trailer, when we were previewing the spring season, is that we saw what the 3D CG was going to look like. And I think all of us rightfully criticized
We
it.
were concerned.
The reality was they motion capped the actual band playing the song.
Which is the way to
So
do it.
Otoha
And that's
on
how
the
they
drums,
should do
Lilisa
that.
on the guitar. It was good. It was accurate.
They did cut some corners in those scenes. They do some omission by like angle. So like anytime they had used let's say like a almost like a ceiling high angle, that was just basically I think that's where they were saving budget. Instead of having to animate fingers, they just had to animate torso and like maybe some basic arm movement. But like I noticed a few times where like they definitely simplified some of it, but I don't really want to criticize them for it. It's more I'm just saying that they did it because I think it still came out really well.
I think their motion capture was probably better for limbs than it was for the guitar itself. Because when I was watching it the first time, when I watched it the first time with Dio, I noticed how accurate Otoha was on the drums. Like, you would hear a drum note and she would be hitting that drum or that cymbal at that moment.
Yeah.
When I rewatched it, Lilisa's guitar strums
It's
wouldn't
tougher, I
always
think.
line up properly,
Yeah.
but it was close enough.
Yeah.
I think that despite the 3D not being perfect, I think the respect that they did to the music makes up for it. You know what I mean?
Agree.
I also love how we got the full fucking song.
Yeah.
Yes. True.
They didn't like do a short
Yeah.
version of it. They did the whole song.
And it was so
It
good.
was good. This was a comment Angelo and I made when we were watching through the performance, and we commented that it seemed like the angles they chose, it felt like one of those like live show filming type like shoots because of the angles and how often they flip back and forth between different ones. It felt very much like a live filmed recording. It was good. I liked it.
It's a really fun show from the very start. I have not watched it fully through like Angela has, but I think I'm gonna make time for it because it hits all the right notes, no pun intended.
Yeah, I think I'll have to too.
Yes, like it just
All of the
It's
characters
a music
are
anime that's not
so
a classic
good.
music
it
anime,
has
and
some
I'm here
real
for that.
personality. The characters are full bodied, and I think how they're gonna mesh them out. At least the main character is already really fun, so there's not much else bad to say about it unless you don't like music animes that feature rock. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
Nah, I think everybody knows that we like music anime. A good music anime.
Can I give you guys one minor spoiler, or would it be too much?
Depends on how bad it is.
No spoils. The listeners may not know.
Okay.
True.
I will not.
You can
say
spoil
it.
after the
I will
episode.
not say the only disappointing thing about the entire show.
Okay, you can spoil it for me after the episode.
Okay.
Okay. Next, we watched Witch Watch. Angelo,
Witch Watch?
Angelo, how did you feel about it?
I thought it was cute. I enjoyed our main character boy and girl failure. They were fine.
It's cute. Like, there's nothing really bad to say about the show. It's reminiscent of some shows that I think you would have found in the 2010s in this genre. Like, it very much follows like that story angle that we were childhood friends, and then one of them leaves, and then like I'll come back one day, and they come back, and then we have to live together. Like, it's trope filled. You know what I mean?
It is immediately like the straight man and funny man trope, where we've got our main boy, who is like half Oni or whatever the fuck, and he is just like, I am going to take my mission to protect our girl
Yeah.
very seriously. And then our girl just breaks into his window for the first time after seeing him in like 10 years or whatever, and is like, Wow, I want to date him so bad.
You can tell the lewd thoughts were going through her head immediately.
Yeah, lewd thoughts, head not empty, but full of
That
smut.
being said, it's not a very fan servicey show, which I appreciate. I think we all appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just wondering if she essentially can have a romance with this childhood boy friend who is not yet her boyfriend. But I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that show. I just feel like I've seen shades of it over and over.
It's a show for you if you want a cute romance.
And I mean, it's a long show, too. It wasn't a 12-episode show. It was 24 episodes. It ran spring and summer.
Wow.
We're only one
Yeah,
season behind.
I'm pretty sure it just wrapped up this week. Sometimes a long anime just hits right. But it wasn't something that I really felt like watching. I was already watching Silent Witch this season, and do I really need 2 witch anime in my life? I don't.
It's not even Halloween yet.
It's not even Halloween yet. The first of Halloween is in like a week.
No, it's today. The first of
Yeah,
Halloween.
No, that's right.
That's today.
The first of Halloween is
That's
today.
Folks.
Oh my god.
My birthday is like forever away. It's fine. I have so much time. Oh my god.
You know what was the weirdest thing about Witch Watch? The weirdest character in that show is the dad. He had
Oh, yeah.
So?
one weird line. All right, buddy, calm yourself.
Did I miss it? What line?
Well, they're discussing the pact that their supernatural families have, like his family being Oni, and then their family being witches or magical in nature. Witch girl, I can't remember her name. She chose our Oni boy to be the
Miko.
familiar, and dad's like, I sure wish some high school girl would choose me as her familiar, or something to that effect. And I was like,
Oh.
bro.
Oh wait, no. I do remember that.
It is paraphrased, but it is right along those lines. And I was like, this line does not need to belong in this show.
Good grief.
I think the implication was that his dad was her mom's familiar. Like they're basically just being passed down through the family.
I don't know about that.
Doesn't that just create a whole lot of incest?
I mean, yeah, it's better not to think about it.
No, let's not think about it. Let's move on to the next one. Next we watched Lazarus, which I think got a lot of fanfare online, but very split opinions.
Lazarus is interesting because if I remember correctly, it was basically Adult Swim coming to Shinichiro Watanabe to be like, here's a lot of money. Make us something.
Tell us a story.
Make us our Bebop.
Now, having that said, I hadn't watched it until now. I'd heard great things about the action. I'd heard great things about the music. And the only thing that I heard was lacking was I heard that the story fell off a little bit later in the
It's
season.
a shame.
But it was a very strong first episode.
So I did actually watch Lazarus, but what we did was we waited for it to end and then we just binged it. It is absolutely Watanabe's signature style in musical score and the song choices for like the opening and ending themes and really any scene where there's a song that has actual singing and lyrics in it. Again, fantastic action. That is parkour at its absolute height and peak. And like a lot of other shows Watanabe's done, there is a message to it. I think it just gets a little bit buried because of the way the show paces itself at some point. Because if you notice at the end of the first episode, it says 29 days, right?
Yes.
So it's a clock, it counts down. And I get the impression that the way it was paced just wasn't the most ideal for me. Everything does wrap up at the end of the show. It has a message, and it's a good message. It's just, I think it could have been paced a little bit better.
Do you feel like it was too action heavy? Do you feel like it like story was taking a back seat
No.
to maybe spectacle?
No. So that, I don't think that was the case.
Okay.
I think it was the case for episode 1 to be so action focused because we were literally witnessing a jailbreak And that character is specifically known in the story as someone who has that skill set. After we get into everyone else's stories, they're all from very different backgrounds.
Well, I mean, I think that's a
Okay.
little bit obvious with at least like some of the initial skill sets that you see, like the kid who is like a university student. You can sort of tell that he has a much different background than the rest of the crew. But I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking like, it would be tough for any series, honestly, to keep pace perfectly throughout the duration of a season, the way that Lazarus would have to, based on the first episode. Like if you just looked
You're
at that,
absolutely
yeah,
right
like
about that.
I can't. Not that it's a real knock, but it's literally being able to be that consistent with the story beats and everything from the art design, character development, story development. For that to continue on from episode 1 all the way to even like episode 5 or 6 sometimes in like fairly early on in an anime series, it's tough. So I definitely can understand how it could fall off a little bit with the story. I still want to watch it. I haven't finished
No,
it.
no, I do think you should. I do think you should. And I want to clarify, the storytelling was fine. It just felt like it was paced a little oddly for my taste. So everything starts coming together like halfway through the season a little bit. At least that's what you kind of expect to happen. But because there's so many crumbs that are sprinkled into the beginning episodes and you don't pick up on it until after the story develops, it's one of those shows I firmly believe I
Interesting.
actually have to go back and watch a second time because
Is Lazarus completely non-linear in its storytelling?
no, it's pretty linear for the most part.
It is linear?
It's
Okay.
pretty linear.
It appears it would be linear because of like the day count.
Yeah. Like obviously there are flashbacks.
I don't know if you guys noticed. In To Be Hero X, they did have year counts.
Oh jeez.
And those
Yeah.
become
Oh
important.
boy.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. So anyway, I think the storytelling was actually fine. I think it was probably just an audience problem with me. I think I just needed to pay attention better
That's fair.
because I think there was a
All
I
right.
think there was a lot of not subtext, but also subtext. That's just not the word I was looking for at the time. I think there's a lot of foreshadowing and I missed it. And I should go back and watch it so I can appreciate it for what it was.
That's actually really interesting. I do appreciate when anime does that, when anime treats the audience as an adult. At the same time, if you don't go into the anime expecting that, sometimes
throws
you don't
you
really
off.
mode switch.
Yeah. No, and that's kind of what happened to me is I expected it to be more like a standard formulaic show. I wouldn't say this one's formulaic just because it's Watanabe to begin with.
Here's a question I have just as a quick aside from everything. But has there ever been a show, whether it's anime or just like a TV show or other series, that you found was better consumed as a weekly as opposed to a binge?
Almost everything.
You prefer the weekly?
I 1000% prefer weekly anime as opposed to binge watching. There are very few anime where I prefer to binge watch them. As an example, K-On! When I'm watching something, just because I'm only enjoying the characters, I don't really care about the story at all. When the spectacle isn't really doing anything, it is more of a, okay, I'm going to put this on. I'm going to sit here for the next 3 hours, and I am just going to enjoy all of this at once. But if a story is going to be going on, I actually really do prefer having time to marinate on it, having time to think about it. When I watch something all at once, a lot of it is just in my brain and out immediately.
That's true. And I appreciate that you're very aware of the way your brain prefers to consume media because I think I'm the same way too. Like I think back to So watching Free Run, for example, we kept up with it.
Yeah.
Every week was an episode, unless for some reason we skipped a week and then we had two
January
episodes.
16th, by the way.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm ready. My body's ready.
January 16th, we're getting more free
My
run.
body's ready.
Yeah.
But, keeping up with a show as it releases every week, that was really good. Same with Violet Evergarden. When Violet Evergarden was releasing on Netflix, we were watching the new episode every week, and it sort of lets the emotional stewing complete for the last episode so you can watch the next one. And Dan, obviously. And Dan just leaves you at a
Yeah.
cliffhanger every episode anyway, so it already leaves you salivating for more.
Interesting.
Another benefit of weekly anime is just I feel like it allows a conversation to stretch out longer or to develop over the season. When you've got just one anime all at once, like, for example, when Netflix dropped Stone Ocean, you basically had two chances to talk about it. There was immediately when it dropped, and everyone could watch it all at once and talk about it. And then it effectively didn't exist for the next 6 or 8 months, whatever it was, until the second part of it dropped. With weekly anime, especially like seasonal anime, a good anime will stay in the conversation for 3 months. And for incredible anime that have a crazy twist, the conversation will change or evolve over time. And I don't. As an anime fan, when you talk to other anime fans, that is part of the fun of it.
So, my favorite thing about when an episode ends is the speculation of where it's going, because I feel like that's when the internet gets the most creative.
Sure.
It's like the show is currently airing, and between episodes, people are like, you know what? This would be really silly if this ties up as one big reference back to that thing we saw in episode 4. And,
Yeah.
whether they're right or not, it really gets you imagining how that would all tie
Right.
together in like a really fun
It's
storytelling
engagement.
moment. It is engagement, and it is forcing you to have creativity.
As a quick last note about like the reason why I was bringing it up, I was like, I think my preference is I have binged most of my animes. I probably have binged just by the nature of how I consumed it. Because if I don't binge it, I will probably drop it at some point. But
All right.
if I had the attention span, I would probably prefer it as like a weekly. And then if I liked it so much that I would do a rewatch, I would then just like binge the rewatch because you know what you're looking for at that point. I think of it more like how I read more than how I watch things, because that's kind of how I read. I take things like slowly when I read something the first time, and then I'll reread it like 3 or 4 times in quick succession to like absorb more.
Ah.
Yeah, I do that too. If I come across a really good like paragraph that I just read, I like reread it because I really want to extra absorb it and appreciate it. But yes.
I had a moment like that in 2B Hero X.
Oh, okay. Maybe we should move to 2B Hero X then.
Okay. Do we want to? Is there anything else we want to say about Lazarus, or I think we're good.
Music bangs, all good. Watch it. All right, so 2B Hero X. Jay, what did you think of 2B Hero X?
It surprised me. I think it's the number one
Same.
thing that comes across for me. Watching the trailer between and watching the episode, I really didn't know how much I would want to vibe with it. Typically, I would say like I'm straight up just biased against 3D animation in my anime. I don't love it when I see it. I know it shows up a lot nowadays anyways, so like I kind of just got to get over my old man yells at cloud mentality. But the truth of it is, like, I think it storytells pretty well. The animation, especially even the 3D animation, is not bad. It actually gives me some vibes of like a lower budget version of like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
So, what I want to say about their 3D CG, someone watched Arcane and took notes. Someone watched Spider-Man and took notes.
I 100% thought it looked very similar to Arcane. Yep. Not a bad thing. I really like the styling of Arcane's
But
animation.
something is really interesting about this show.
Yeah.
It is non-linear storytelling.
Per episode or within the episode?
I kind of got that.
Per episode or per arc, they happen at different points in time. The first 3 episodes that were given actually happen very late in the storyline.
That would make a lot of sense.
And one really interesting thing.
Interesting.
I'm going to... This is a very light spoiler. At any given point in time, they will frequently give you the setting by how many years after commission. By after commission, it is after this whole system that gives people superpowers is implemented. Based on social media scores. That's what it is. If you have a lot of followers on Twitter, you'll get superpowers based off of
that
it.
sounds like a terrible idea.
That's how I
it's an
that's
awful
how I
idea.
felt about the when you're talking about like the non-linear storytelling and sort of like a bit of jumping back and forth in timeline. I would think that the animation style tells you a little bit too.
So this is something that was really interesting, and I didn't notice this. The listener, if you want to avoid a minor spoiler in the visual storytelling of the show, skip 30 seconds ahead. It is drawn in 2D when it's happening in the past.
Yeah,
Yeah, I realized that.
I figured.
It always happened whenever he had a flashback.
Yeah, and it happens with it's not just him. It happens to the other secondary characters as well.
Another hero has the ability to change the animation style,
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
I see. All right.
which makes an implication that anytime the animation style changes, he's doing something in the background.
Ah. All right.
It is
Cool.
incredibly interesting. The only... Oh, I hate to say this.
Has
The
your
first
30
arc is the best
Okay,
arc.
I was going to say your 30 seconds is over. So,
Ouch.
The first arc is the best arc. A lot of the middle arcs are mostly just introducing characters. And some of these characters are pretty compelling. Some of these characters are absolute ass, not gonna lie.
Great.
all right.
I will say I really appreciated some of the animation styles that were used. It reminds me very heavily of Recreators too. Like it really does. Recreators was a series that I think it aired
I want
maybe
to say that was 10 years ago. It was a while now.
Recreators?
Maybe it wasn't 10 years ago.
No, I
but
don't think it was. I think
It was basically a bunch of fictional characters becoming isekai'd into our world and then fighting Miku.
Yes, reverse isekai. We pulled
Okay.
a bunch of fictional characters here,
Oh,
including a magical girl and like a fantasy knight and like et cetera, et cetera. But same premise applied. If you had followers who believed or liked the story that the creator was telling about that character got stronger in fights. They got new powers, they got new armor, they got...
It was 8 years, not 10.
Oh, sorry.
It's like it's actual incorporated storytelling of how plot armor works.
Kinda. But like there was like a fight that happens in that show and it's kind of a hopeless fight. But what they do to get around it is the creator has to create something brand new and then release it out to the internet. And the more fans like that content, the more it becomes reality.
Interesting.
So, To Be Hero X absolutely has that going on. It is hinted at in the first episode how your trust value is where you get your powers from. And trust is just how many people believe in you.
Yep.
And so this does play a role throughout the show, throughout the entire show, about how if you were doing good actions in public, you can just suddenly get a lot of trust value. There are fights that happen, and some bystander pulls out their phone and posts it on Twitter or streams it or whatever, and it's like, oh my god, our boy is getting stronger in real time to fight the bad guy.
But really, it's because his manager bought a bunch of bot farms.
He had a really good PR manager.
Now here's the other thing. Your powers are based on what people
Yeah.
think of you. So, for example, our boy Nice, because he's the nice guy, because he's perfect, because he's so like prim and proper, he has OCD because that's what his audience expects of him.
Oh, that's
Wow.
god awful.
I remember telling you guys about Mr. Stand in a podcast episode last season, who he literally cannot sit down.
Because that's what his audience thinks he shouldn't do. He has to stand.
He can't be pushed down. He's always
I
standing.
see.
You cannot knock him over.
That's so weird.
So he can't lay down to sleep. He can't sit on a fucking toilet.
That's so
great to know.
awful.
And so this is checked out throughout the show. This is explored throughout the show. And it is very much guys, social media might be kind of weird.
Yeah.
Kind of show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what this really does then, I guess? I'm not that familiar with it, but I think we all have like an idea of it. It's just idolization, right? Like it's like how, especially in Asian
Parasocial
countries, it's
relationships.
idol. Yeah, it's idol worship.
Yeah.
Is what it is, right? Like
Yeah.
how your idols, especially in Japan or in Asia in general, like you can't disclose that you have a relationship. You can't even have a relationship. You shouldn't be
You can
going
never
out
be
doing this.
rude in
Yeah.
public.
Like there's all these. Oh, I don't know if I want to watch the show now because I don't like it.
Okay, but really, really quickly, even the music choices during fights kind of reminded me of Recreators too.
Oh,
Yes, I get you there.
So it was
I can
it was
understand
really
you there.
interesting. It was kind of like this was Recreators, but they took the idea and went further with it and made a whole bunch of different and new characters around the idea. So I don't know. I kind of want to watch it, but man, there's some serious damsel in distress going on. Like this Moon Girl, she is so useless. She does absolutely nothing in the entire first episode, and I'm like,
I am not going to tell you what happens
How
after
are
that,
you-
but she is done dirty.
how are you the second? Like Nice is the number one and she's number two and the two are dating and that's a huge thing and people love it
Power
because
couple, yeah.
media they love that in the media. But like I think she says like 2 lines in the entire episode, maybe 3, that like isn't a slogan or isn't a commercial, and then that's it. Like she never stands up for herself. She never stands up for him. She like doesn't really even have a whole lot of facial expressions. I was just like, what is happening?
So, without saying too much,
Don't say anything.
she's a very smart character and she knows what's happening.
Oh, okay.
cool.
She's a meta character.
Maybe.
She's a very smart character and she knows what's happening. And To Be Hero X has awful writing for women characters.
Oh, well, that's
great.
very disappointing. That's like another reason Jay's gonna be like, nope.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can nope out of that. Like, I'm happy just to watch the first episode. It was interesting enough, but it doesn't really necessarily grab me the way conceptually that like Lazarus does. But I think the things that we have mentioned that are positives, I think I can appreciate. Like again, the animation style being sort of part of the plot lines, I think is very interesting.
It's very adventurous and different for anime.
I'm down with that.
And like this is from a Chinese studio.
Yeah, it's
It is
by
a Chinese
Bilibili.
production.
Yeah.
So there is fresh things coming in. There are different tropes and things that you don't normally see in anime. At the same time, it is very, very, very anime.
I mean, I would watch To Be Hero X over Witch Watch if I had to rank
Yeah,
things here.
I
So
think
like,
if
that's,
I had to
you know.
choose, I would too.
Considering I literally watched To Be Hero X and didn't watch Witch Watch.
Okay.
Yeah,
These
but,
sound like we're just validating your choices in the last 2 seasons. But really quickly, we'll move on to the last show that we watched, which was Welcome to Magic. What?
Not
No.
even the last show, the last
Sorry.
series.
Season.
We okay.
We watched the entire season
For you.
of Welcome to
Magical
Magical
Girl
Girl Village, illegally occupied.
This, unbeknownst to us, when we first started watching the review episodes, we were thinking that we would just watch an episode of every show like we normally do, but this one turned into one of those shows that have 1-minute episodes. And not even 1 minute, because
We
No,
watched
it's
one
because we
episode
loved
and I was
it.
like, oh, wait a minute. I must have been watching a trailer or
That
something.
was the trailer.
yeah, so the first 10 seconds of every episode is the theme song, and then they cut the theme song in the middle of a note, and then they move on with the episode. And then
Yeah, it's great. There is not much to say about the show other than if you like it, then we can be friends, probably.
it feels like it belonged on Newgrounds like a while
This
ago.
show, yes. Looking at it, it is something that I would expect to be on Newgrounds 15, 20 years ago. You know what I mean?
20 years ago. And it also has like some design elements that reminds me of what was it again? Pop
Team Epic.
Team Epic. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did kind of have that look to it.
And it was and the character references, like the main character is obviously not
Oh
Monica.
yeah, obviously not
In the
Madoka.
design.
No.
Obviously not Madoka.
No.
Yeah.
And obviously not scarred.
It's just a businessman.
God.
Like
Yes, the second episode, or should I say the second minute?
the second minute of this show,
That was there was quite the line.
there's a
there.
line where she asks if there's somewhere where she can throw herself from somewhere high without inconveniencing anyone.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Like, this show got incredibly dark, and it mixes dark and light humor at such
Yes.
varying ratios at all times. I never know when it's okay to laugh.
It whiplashes you.
There was an entire episode / minute where it was just one character slurping down an like infinity bowl of ramen.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the entire episode.
Yep, there was an entire episode where they were just eating ramen. And there was just food eating visual effects behind them.
Like
Like,
Yep. Oh, there's air horns.
psychotic.
yeah.
Psychotic visual imagery everywhere.
Like, you could just take that visual, loop it, and then put it to EDM or some bullshit.
Yeah, it's unhinged.
All I'm saying is that if you have friends who like for some reason like you're not watching a lot of anime right now for whatever reason, it could be time or anything, and then you get a friend who's giving you shit about like, oh yeah, when was the last time you finished a series? Well, I have the show for you.
There we go.
Within 12 minutes, you can finish off the entire series so far.
I will warn you that by the 12th minute, I was starting to fade a bit, so take
true.
that as you will. But maybe you'll find humor in this.
Is it fair to call it hideous, or should it just be called crude?
It was kind of simplistically animated, using
That would be very charitable to say.
yeah.
Yes. The
Well-
animation style and art style was extremely simple.
Mm.
To the point where even just that was funny on its own. When our main girl was blubbering her eyes out, it was just a single static drawing of the girl crying, and then the face. They just take the face out of the head and then just shake it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like South Park vibes in the animation, except South Park has more quality to it. Remember, there was like one episode where I think it was that mayor character, and we were inside her tent, and she had like a whole dinner laid out, and it wasn't drawn.
It was just
just
photos of food.
images of food. Yeah, photos of food. Crudely
And they didn't
cut
use
out
the magic
as if-
wand tool. They used
No.
the polygon tool to cut it out.
Yes, and they just posted realistic photos of food in the animation.
It was great.
There is a show I saw once in my childhood regularly on YTV whose name I don't remember, but it very much was a whole lot of very similar visual effects and just like a whole lot of cutout magazine
I know which show you're
pages
talking
and
about.
bits and pieces.
Was it
It is
Angela
Angela
Anaconda?
Yes, it was Angela Anaconda. Thank you.
I knew we were going to say it.
Thank
I
you.
hate that show with a passion.
I also
Same.
don't like that show, but it lives, that particular style lives in my memory because of how much I didn't like it. And there were pieces of this show that reminded me of it.
Do you guys remember watching the Digimon movie and there was an Angela Anaconda short attached to it?
No, I don't. But hold on 1 sec. The thing that I hate about it is because I hate my brain. My brain, for whatever reason, every now and then, and thank God I don't know, like, again, I don't know what the heck's wrong with my brain, but sometimes randomly I will remember the Angela Anaconda theme song.
Why?
And it'll be in my head for a day.
Why?
But
My name is
as
Angela.
I say this,
Hey,
as
hello.
yeah, okay,
Welcome
so that's the
to
thing.
my very
As I
own
say this,
show.
I couldn't remember the song just now. That's how weird my brain was. But now it'll probably, kick back
You're
in.
going
Now
to be-
it's gonna haunt you for a day.
You're going to be serenading your lovely lady friend all night.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm. But anyway, that was the vibe I got from this show.
Yeah.
But that show's better than Angela Anaconda, okay? So
Yeah,
it's also a lot better than X-Arm.
it's still better than X-Arm.
The bar is in hell, and this gladly was above the bar.
Oh God!
Yes.
I can't believe we just
this show
talked about this.
in relation to X-Arm, this show deserves Rapture.
Oh,
Well, I guess that's it for the review episode for spring. What are we looking forward to next, Jay?
I don't know, but none of us
Autumn.
were raptured. None of us belong in the kingdom of God.
We will do Autumn Season 2025.
Yippee!
It cometh.
The currently airing season.
Looking forward to that.
Yes.
Moving forward in the future, we are.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
All right. Be good.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.